Hello everybody, SmallSmack here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the open world survival horror game, The Forest, which is currently being developed by Night Games. This video is just going to be an explanatory video explaining what the game's about and showing you some of the features that have been confirmed, as well as showcasing some of the recently released screenshots. So, without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Okay, so first we're going to be taking a look at the story of the game. Basically, uh, you're the lone survivor of a plane crash in a forest on some sort of island. Um, so you're set in the world with nothing. You can initially scavenge the plane crash for some basic things, including they've mentioned a lighter as well as a can of hairspray, which you could use to create a makeshift flamethrower to fend off the mutants. And then coming on to the mutants, they're going to be the main antagonists of the game. Uh, we're not really sure why they're there, what they are. All we know is that they are trying to kill you. Now, the developers have stated that they want to make the mutants seem more more like, actual moral beings rather than just the enemy that's out there to kill you. So they're implementing a few things to make you actually kind of feel bad for the mutants at certain times. For example, if you kill one of the mutants, another mutant might run over and try to help out its fallen friend, and it's up to you to decide if you want to, smash that other one's head in as well, or let it take its fallen comrade away. Um, so they're part of a tribe with like a hierarchy. It's not really clear what exactly they are, what they're doing on the island, but it has been stated by the developers that if you, throughout finding things throughout the story, you will uncover what the mutants are and why they're there. Uh, the mutants reside in caves on the island, which that's where they sleep at night. So, or sorry, at day. So if you go in a cave during the day and kill some of the mutants, and from what I've seen on the videos and screenshots, it looks like the mutants sleep on the ceilings of the caves, kind of like bats. So it's going to be interesting to see how players are going to kill them in their sleep when there is no confirmation of ranged weapons at all. So exploring these caves is going to be one of the main aspects of the game. It sounds like the cave systems are very in depth. There's underwater lakes that have been confirmed, and they've even stated or teased that there's even scarier stuff in the caves. So I don't know what that means, but I'm kind of scared about going down those caves. But if you want to take the fight to the mutants, that's where you're going to want to go. Now, um, they will react to, like I think I mentioned this earlier, they will react to your activity. So if you're chopping down all their trees, or you're going in during the daytime and killing them in their sleep, they're going to come out and hunt you no matter what, and they're going to want you dead. um, so like I said, there's a plot in the game which can only be uncovered through there's no verbal activity, or you can't read anything. Everything is just visually um, discovered. So during the trailer, when the player goes in a cave, he discovers a body, which pretty much shows that he's not the first human to be on the island. So that kind of gives us a hint at something. You In one of the trailers, you see a boat off in the distance. So we don't know exactly where the island is, but you're definitely not the first person there. And there is an ending, but the developers have stated that the ending, most people aren't even going to find the ending, at least for a while. They're just going to be more focused on surviving, and they won't even realize there is an ending or anything like that. But there is story elements which can only be discovered via visuals. What's the word I'm looking for? No verbal. There's no voice in the game. It's all atmospheric and everything. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. I'm really interested to find out what these mutants are and why they're on this mysterious island. Okay, so moving on to our next category here. This is going to be talking about the crafting and survival aspects of the game, which is going to be a major role. Well, at least that's what I'm assuming. They have, when I say they, I just mean developers. They've stated that food and drink you will need food and drink to survive. You can't just run around without eating or anything. So you will need to hunt or trap. Um, how you'll hunt without range weapons. I'm assuming they're going to add a bow into the game. They haven't confirmed it, but I'm assuming that's what they're going to do. But if there isn't, then you can always use traps to catch small game, and I believe they have stated that if you leave the animal in the trap, it will attract flies and start rotting and make it no good to eat. You will also have to cook food in order to actually not get sick from it. You will have to sleep as well, so it's going to be kind of scary sleeping. You're going to make sure your house is secure before you sleep, or hope the mutants don't kill you while you're sleeping. Um, Speaking of getting killed, I'm not sure about what's going to happen when you die, but later in the video I'll be talking about different modes and whatnot. But so they have stated that you can craft a house, a boat, what's it called? A house on a boat, pretty much, and you will be able to visit other islands. So there's more than one island. I'm assuming the other island, the outlying islands, are not nowhere as big or nice looking as the main island, but they will be there. Maybe there'll be some hidden stuff there. Um, so you'll be able to swim, I guess, or you can also build a houseboat, which sounds pretty interesting to me, considering the mutants don't look like they could swim. I might try that houseboat thing. That'll be the first thing I'll try. There's the weapons are primitive. What we've seen so far is some sort of stone weapon as well as a hatchet, which appeared to be taken from the plane crashes. Looked in perfect condition. Um, let's see. There's once the plane crashes, you'll be able to scavenge it, take whatever else there is, as you're the lone survivor. So you'll have access to everything. Um, you can start a garden. I'm not sure how that's going to work, but I think you can pick from trees or berries or whatever and plant seeds. So you'll be able to be self-sustainable in the forest. Going back to traps, you can also use the traps as perimeter defenses while you're sleeping, or if you're gone. I don't know if the mutants will try to tear down your house or whatever, but you can lay traps around your house, not only to catch game, but to catch, or kill rather, mutants, so they won't disturb you while you're out doing whatever you're doing. So that's about it on the crafting and survival. So we'll move up to the next category. Alright, so now we are going on to the atmosphere and the graphics category that I've created up. So first we have the day and night cycle, which at first is going to depend when you'll encounter the mutants. That is until you start meddling with their caves and whatnot. I believe once you start, the plane crash occurs at night, judging from the trailer. I don't know if it's random every time, but so I'm assuming you start just as morning hits, and then you have the whole day to build. And then at nighttime, the mutants come out. Of course, if you go and try to kill them in their caves, they'll come out and hunt you no matter what time of day. The game uses the Unity 4 engine, which I'm not really familiar with the Unity 4 engine. I know Rust runs on Unity 3, I think. But the game from the trailers looks really good, so I don't know how it's gonna work out and everything. There's gonna be wildlife in the game, obviously to hunt, but there's also gonna be dangerous animals that will hunt you. You are in a forest. I don't know like what kind of animals they're talking about, like tigers or what, but there will be animals that will be a threat, so you'll have to watch out for those as well. There's gonna be dynamic weather and tide, so the tide will rise and fall as you know the day goes on. So making a house on the beach might not be a good idea. Uh, if the world's persistent, so if you chop down a tree, it won't come back unless you plant another one. You can like deforest. I don't know what the word is, but clear an area of trees, and those trees will never come back unless you decide to plant another one. So you can essentially, if you could last long enough, you could take down every tree in the forest. Okay, so that's about everything we know. There is weather, so they'll have rain, and that does affect you. It will have some kind of negative effect, like cold, so you will need to stand by a fire to reduce or eliminate that effect. So moving on to the last category, and I'll see you there. Okay, so this last category is just going to round everything up. It is the information about the game, uh, features, release date, price, everything like that. So, as I've stated, it's developed by N Night Games. They have 3 permanent developers. That's a pretty small team, and from what I've seen, the game looks really nice. So we'll have to see how it plays out in alpha. I don't know if it's gonna be really buggy or what, but there is 3 modes that have been confirmed. Well, the third mode's an assumption, but I'm pretty sure it pretty much is confirmed. They have confirmed a peaceful mode where there will be no mutants. For me, that even though I really wouldn't want to meet the mutants, that would kind of ruin the point of the game for me. So I definitely won't be doing peaceful mode. There's hardcore, or at least I'm gonna call it hardcore, which basically is permadeath. So as I mentioned earlier in the video about death, so if this mode has permadeath, then the normal mode, I'll just call it normal mode. I don't know how death is gonna work. If when you die, you respawn where you're at the plane crash, or what. For me, that would be kind of eliminates the survival factor because if you're running low on food and your house is right next to the plane, you'll just go kill yourself, and just respawn. So I don't know how that's gonna work. But there's a permadeath mode, so that pretty much eliminates the fact that there's permadeath in the normal mode. They have confirmed leaderboards for how long you've survived, so you'll have some competition to compete with other people. And then that leads into multiplayer. They haven't confirmed multiplayer. I highly doubt they're going to be having player versus player aspects, but co-op's a possibility. They have shown interest in that. But with a small team they have, they just want to get the single player game out first. And as I mentioned, it is open world. That's going to be a huge factor in it. The release date, it was originally quarter 4, obviously this is alpha, quarter 4 2013, but they pushed it back to quarter 1 2014, which is pretty soon. I mean, we're already almost halfway through quarter 1. I think quarter 1 ends like March or April, so the alpha build will hopefully be coming out soon, hopefully, as long as they don't push it back anymore, because I really want to get my hands on this and test it out for them. They have talked about a console port. As of now, it's a PC exclusive, but obviously if the game's a success, they'll probably port it over to PS4. They haven't mentioned Xbox, so I don't know about that. But PS4 they've shown interest in that. So that's pretty much all the information I have. Uh, I'm sure everyone can speculate and everything, but this is all the confirmed information that I've managed to find. So I hope it helps build some hype for you guys, and definitely looking forward to play this game. Definitely keep a lookout for when this comes out. I'll be posting some videos of it for sure. So thanks for watching, and I hope you found this video useful. See ya.